Like I grew up lower middle class, and I wasn't like banging or anything like that. I was a pretty
Just a regular guy.
exactly. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's like media. You know what I mean? They paint different demographics in a certain picture.
Yeah.
And when they meet somebody that doesn't fit that picture, it's like, oh,
I had some guy, what I used to work with, he told me, he's like, what are you? You know, what are you? And I said, well, my mom's Mexican and my dad's black. Mm-hmm. And he goes, no, you're not dark. There's no way. I was like, what? He's like, you know, you're not dark. Mm-hmm. That's not true. You got to check that out. I was like, so that same thing, they have like a stereotypical.
exactly.
He was a white guy, you know.
So,
But so do you have siblings?
yeah, so I got 2 older brothers.
The baby?
I'm the baby.
Oh.
Yeah, so my oldest brother, he's back in El Paso. He's 36, I think. But yeah, big influence on me, especially like music wise, you know. And yeah, he's always been a good role model for me, and he's very business minded. And in college, he was doing like his own clothing line, and you know, I would always rep the stuff, and started a food truck, and that like grew into like a storefront that he has in El Paso now. And
Nice.
he's a graphic designer, and yeah, so he was a great role
successful.
model. Yeah, and then my other brother Cameron, he's out in New York. I want to say he's 31, but he's out in New York. He's always been kind of a free spirit and kind of like just go out the wind. I'm gonna make it happen. So he was living in Dallas for a while, came back to El Paso, and then he's living in New York now. He's living in Brooklyn, and he's wardrobe styling, and he's making moves, and I'm really proud of him. And he's also been a great role model for me as far as just like chasing your dreams, you know. And he's been working on movies, and he's making it happen, which is like great to see. And I'm super blessed to have both of them in my life. So
Yeah, you're 2 successful brothers.
yeah. So
How far are they apart from you?
so my oldest brother is 9 years. So he's 36. He's 34, 35. He's 35 and I'm
Hey, 30 some.
26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you.
And then Cameron, my middle brother, I want to say he's 31, so it's like 5 years.
So you didn't get to go to like school with them or none of that stuff?
There's like very brief, like I was in first grade and Cameron was in 5th grade or something like that, but we weren't like interacting
Yeah, I get
in
it.
that capacity though. So
So you just hung out with all your friends and stuff?
exactly. But
What about your parents? What are they like?
So my parents, they love both my parents very much. Mom, she's super creative, and you know, back in the day she was super into sewing, and she would make like these fabric kind of like painting kind of things and stuff like that, but definitely more on the creative side. And then my pops, I feel like he's a little more on the analytical side of things, and he's very much more like business minded and very strong work ethic and things like that. But yeah, going into high school, my parents actually split up. So I ended up staying with my mom all throughout high school. So during those like really formative years, like I was like with my mom a lot of the time. My dad was around, but like at that time I was kind of like, my mom was like, she was like the cool parent. She was super chill and stuff. Yeah. Like she was.
Your dad was stricter.
He was a little stricter, so I was like, I'm
going to mom's house.
Exactly, you know what I mean. So,
but was he around, or did he just?
Yeah, he was around. I feel like there was a time where, like, I subconsciously was kind of like pushing him away a little bit. But I mean, it also like goes into like my mom. She was much more chill, and my dad was strict. So of course, as a high schooler,
yeah, you want to be with the chill.
Exactly, you know what I mean. So yeah, but they're both in El Paso, and like I saw them on a regular basis. So yeah.
So you had both parents in your life and
Yeah.
stuff. You know, I think that makes me think like mamas want to raise their babies and daddies want to raise a man.
No, and that's real. That's super real. And I mean, looking back at it in retrospect, I kind of wish I would have spent more time during those formative years with my pops, because looking back, it's like having that strong, like masculine influence is like super important.